Try that again. Retake.
Take two. Action.
All right. Try this again. Take two.
Action.
This is your host, humbly and gracious and feeling much better in a brand new mood. They call me this. DYS functional. Might drop the functional, keep the word this. I'm that dude. Your host.
I'm Big Hawk.
Big
Big Hawk.
And I'm your boy Said, aka Mr. Let's Talk.
Screaming out, let's talk.
So, what you got for us today? What we talking about today, man?
Today we talking about who gives us the right or who can take away the right of who we mourn and who we don't mourn and why we mourn them. I mean, there's been a lot of talk lately about someone being assassinated, and you can't poke fun, you can't say the wrong word or something, the system, your job, or whatever will fire you because of it. But at the same token, somebody else just died, and they trying to tell you not to mourn that person if you believe in what they didn't believe in it. I'm not going to get into names, but the person is in the thumbnail. But with that being said, what do y'all feel about that? I mean, should freedom of speech, it's not exploratory, or the scope is not big enough to mention mourning? Wouldn't that be freedom of words, freedom of celebration, freedom of peace, freedom of speech, right?
Yeah, technically, yeah. That would be freedom of speech.
So when they say you can't support or mourn a certain person, what do they really mean?
And that's really what it comes down to right there, right? When you look at the bigger picture of it, especially the person who they're talking about. You know, it's like, why can't we mourn this person? You know what I'm saying? What's the problem with mourning this particular person? You know?
What is the problem?
Well, the way they view this particular person. You know, I think that's what it is. The way they view this person, they don't want nobody praising this person. They don't want this person to be looked at as a martyr. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's really what it comes down to. This person being looked at as a martyr.
But you are who you are, though.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, only thing that's doing is making that person be looked at like that more. You know, when the power that be don't want nobody praising you.
Morgan in the building.
Morgan, what's happening?
Thank you very much for being here, Morgan.
Let me go ahead and send out some what's-called real quick. No.
Link, share, see.
So as y'all see, y'all, we're gonna send these invites out like we always do.
Like we always
came
do
on a
about
little
this
bit
time.
early though, but that's a good thing. That's so we can take the time to send the invites out and then get the conversation started. You know what I'm saying? So y'all bear with us though. But as y'all see, we started already, so y'all know what the conversation is gonna be about.
So, what is your take?
And we're gonna take it
Why
from
don't you
there.
pick up while we send out invites?
Well, I'm like said, you can't. I mean, I guess you can mourn on whoever you want to, but the government is not really letting us do what we should do and what we can do. That makes sense.
But why, though? Why do you feel that way? I mean, has the government ever let us do what we want to and how we want to?
Not as a race, but if you saying about the person, I ain't gonna say no name, but they can say something about him, and it's okay.
Right.
So you got a two-sided nickel.
I mean, I'm just saying, okay, all I'm saying is basically to me, no matter what a person did, does, or ever been convicted of, it doesn't change that they're still people, human beings. Whether what they did was atrocious, horrendous, terrible, disturbing, they still got families.
Yeah, but who knows? I mean, because see,
but I'm just saying, like, even with
yeah,
people,
but like you said, if we want to mourn somebody, how long can you mourn somebody?
How long will they mourn me?
I mean, to say that, they've mourned him years. He's still being mourned to this day.
Right.
But he's not looked at as a fugitive in the eyes of the government. And once again, I think that's the thing that comes in, right? This person allegedly was accused of unaliving a state trooper, right? So and was never caught, and then
Came back to the United
ran.
States.
Well,
No, never came back.
never came back.
Never came back.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and she ended up passing away the other day. But it's been however many years she was over there. Like she was over there a very long time.
40-some years.
Right. So, and they always looked at her as a fugitive. So that's why they look at that. That's why they look at her like that, and they don't want people to publicly praise her.
Would that be
You see
the
what I'm
same
saying?
way they look at Larry Hoover?
Yes and no.
Jeff Ford?
Yes and no. Once again, I think with those guys, they know that they were very powerful, as well as she was too. You know what I'm saying? Because she was a black revolutionary. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But that period, I'm not gonna say came and went, but the impact that it had has lessened over the years, right?
Right.
With the two other guys who you just named, especially Larry Hoover, he had power. They knew that
He did.
because all the people who follow him, you know what I'm saying, and forever will follow him, they knew. They knew what was up. They knew what was happening.
Right, but when they put you in a Supermax and you only get 23 in a box and 1 hour out, and you have no physical contact with anybody else, they kind of neutralize that real quick.
Yeah, but he was still running it from jail.
Before they did that.
But
After they did that, he lost control. That's
Right.
why it's all
but,
the way it is now.
but that's why they did that. And that's why they had to keep him there.
I'm not saying that that's not wrong. What I'm saying is when you give a person that much power, or they attain that much power, and you lock them away for anything longer than a decade or two, people tend to forget about them.
It depends. I mean, if you created an organization like he created an organization, they're not gonna forget about you. You in the bylaws. You see what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true. But okay,
Everybody who's learning, who's coming into this organization is learning about you.
correct.
So there ain't nobody gonna forget about you.
But he wouldn't have the same clout coming out right now.
I disagree.
You think so?
I disagree.
You think he could bring them back together?
Ain't he dead now?
Who, Larry?
Yeah.
No. He just got pardoned by Trump.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, but
the state
right.
won't let him out now.
Of course, bro. Listen, he can. Those folks worship him because of who he is. You see what I'm saying? And if he was to get out, man, please, bro. Man, the power that man would have is unreal. It's unreal, and they know that.
I don't think he still have power though. That's my opinion.
Who? Why not? Why not?
Because VG, IG, and GD all don't like each other.
Right.
So there's no way that they're gonna listen. They ain't been listening to the old heads that's out.
Right.
Why would they listen to him?
Because he's the founder. He's the creator.
But he been gone for 50-some years.
You don't. Okay. Just the fact that he's been gone for 50 years and we still having this argument shows you the power that he still has.
It shows that he has an impact still.
You see what I'm saying?
But
So,
I'm just saying, like,
and it's a reason that they don't have, like you said, all of them going against each other. They don't have their leader.
okay.
If he was out, you see what I'm saying?
The young boys, YNs, YTs, and YTs, YNs, and all them, none of them listen to older people. They all reckless right now.
Right. But once again,
At
it's
a
for a
time when
reason.
he came into power, people wanted to be led. They wanted
Right.
something to believe in.
Right.
That's why some of the blood gangs in California were as prevalent as they were.
Mhm.
Triple OG Rogers.
Mhm.
His set was one of the longest steel uniform sets. Right?
Mhm.
Hanging in the jungles. He ran that.
Mhm.
It still ran like a little military.
Mhm.
He's gone now.
Right.
I'm not saying dudes stop hanging out on the roof
Mhm.
or they still on the bike, riding up on you, checking you
Right.
before you get too far up in there. But it falls into a lot of the other gangs and sets that don't have a leader.
But
They just reckless. They got the older heads. You got your younger heads. Your younger heads ain't listening to the older heads. They do what they want to do.
in certain situations.
Okay.
So, in the example you just gave with the Bloods in the jungle still run the way it's run
It is.
because
He just passed though.
right, but he had structure in place to where, hey, when I pass, this person gonna step up,
He
and
did.
you're gonna continue to run this the way we run it.
He
You
did.
see what I'm saying? Then when that person passed, God forbid, the next person gonna come up, and we're gonna continue to run this the way we run it. You see what I'm
True.
saying? So it's not a whole city like Chicago where you're talking about millions of people. You see what I'm saying? I mean, think about
Okay,
it. No,
okay.
the jungles is an
It's one
isolated
set.
place.
It's one set.
It's
Right.
one
It's one
set,
place.
right, and it's right here.
Right.
So it's easier for us to control this versus trying to control a whole city of people.
I mean, but that's the same when a lot of sets in California are individual sets,
Right.
and some of them go by the old bylaws. Like I said, some of them do what they want to do.
Right.
It's a lot of young ones. Like I said, the color banging. That was my day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever you had your rag, you had your shoestring, you had your hat. We was color banging.
Right.
They don't do that.
Right.
Like they wear it in their face now.
Yeah.
So it ain't very much to say other than what set you claim or what hood you bang.
Right.
And it is what it is. You either gonna give them a pass or you gonna jump.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, they wear it in their face. So a lot of dudes don't walk around with flags because it's a gang injunction.
Mm-hmm.
Like they got special laws in California because of who California people
But
were.
that doesn't change anything.
A lot of perfect example. When Raymond Washington got off, it set went haywire.
Right.
When Tookie got locked up, before he got put to rest, those sets were going haywire. They were doing wild and reckless things. Like when those people were out, when OGT Rogers was alive, well, it happened when he was alive too, but when those people were out, it wasn't 100 days, 100 nights.
But that's proving my point. That's showing you the power that these people had to keep their people in line.
No, but I'm saying even when OG Rogers still being alive, it was different. It wasn't his set that did it, but it was sets that were doing that 100 days, 100 nights.
Right.
And if y'all don't know what that means they were going on an offense spree for 100 days and 100 nights.
Right.
Every day for 100 straight days and nights, people were losing their lives.
Right. But
so I would think that would go to my point that they lost control because those things weren't happening when they were out.
But see, it's okay. I understand what you're saying, right?
Okay.
But we all know, well, everybody may not know the history and the reason why the 100 days, 100 night thing happened.
Right.
It didn't just happen just because.
No.
There's reasoning behind it.
It did.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that kind of explains that right there. They didn't just pop up and say, okay, OG gone, let's do 100 days, 100 nights. You see what I'm saying?
No, one like that.
Certain things happened, this happened, that happened, and they're like, okay, well, look.
This is what we gonna do.
Right. You see what I'm saying? That's how that went. With the thing in Chicago, right?
Right.
Like you said, you got BDs and GDs and you know what I'm saying, IGDs and all of them, right? And they all do their thing and they all go at each other, whatever. That's gonna happen in the faction when you have a faction that's so big. You see what I'm saying? Splinter cells are eventually gonna take place and start pushing off.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It just is what it is.
Okay.
If he was out, maybe that wouldn't have happened. Who knows? Maybe it would have though. You see what I'm saying? We don't know.
True.
But woulda, coulda, shoulda. But just the fact that you still have people going to visit this man whenever they could. People still making documentaries on that man when they could. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. For the last 20 years at least, nobody was able to visit him.
Okay.
That's why his son was petitioning so hard about free my dad.
Right.
You know, part he was like, they said he was gonna be out of jail when I get 8. I'm 58 or 48, however old he is now. He's like, my son was 8 when they said he was gonna get out the next time. My son is 18 now. None of his grandchildren have ever gave him a hug.
But think about the electricity, not physically, but metaphorically speaking.
Okay.
The electricity that was stirred up when they heard that Trump gave him a pardon and everybody thought he was coming home.
Okay.
Everybody speaking on it. The young ones, the old ones, middle-aged people, everybody was hyping, excited about him coming home.
You're right.
If it wasn't no love for him, nobody would have said nothing. They'd just be like, just another. Just the fact everybody thought he was coming home.
I'm not gonna say there ain't no love for him.
No, I know. I'm not saying that at all. I would never say that, but I'm just saying the way the people speaking out showed you that it's still love for him.
Right.
Excuse me. Folks love that man, bro. But you see the young ones, as wild as they are and reckless, they don't speak down on them.
No.
They don't never say.
I never heard nobody say.
They don't, because
I never heard nobody say that about none of the OGs in Canada, passed and gone.
Mm-hmm.
But certain situations with certain people will cause an uproar.
Absolutely, it absolutely will.
So I'm not saying him coming home will be a good or a bad thing. I would love to see him come home.
I think it'd be a great thing.
I think some stuff will change.
Yes, I believe a lot of things will change. A lot of things will change because his voice still carry weight.
All right, more been writing comments. Let me get to more. Welcome in, everyone. Be sure to like them streams. Don't cost a dime, just a second of your time.
That's it.
The thing is, regardless of who passes away, everyone has energy. Therefore, they have influence, and a loss of that energy can impact anyone. I really like the phrase used in the description of this live. Mourning is a personal choice, not a public judgment. Yes. What's going on, Delta?
What's up, Delta?
Is Annie in the building? Annie's not in the building. Hold on. Let me get Annie in the building. But yeah, I mean, that is a great way to put that. Mourning should not be a public choice, but a private rejoice. But when people flaunt other people in front of you and make you feel like they should be a martyr, like, why? Why should one person be a martyr over someone else?
I agree, and I think that's just a personal choice. Like, the way they're treating Charlie Kirk is ridiculous, in my opinion. A lot of things that he spewed was racist. It was bias. It was hatred. See what I'm saying? It was a lot of different things because he talked about a lot of different groups of people.
Did you get that one video I sent you? It was a Caucasian guy. He said basically the reason why the people are in uproar over Charlie Kirk is because he said things that a lot of people were afraid to say, and that's how they really felt, but they could never say it out loud.
Right.
So.
And it's always going to be like that. You know what I'm saying? For any race, any group, when you have somebody who can come out and say the thing that you want to say, who's not afraid to say it. That's why a lot of people be rocking with Charleston White. He say a lot of things that people want to say. You know what I'm saying? They had a voice, and Charlie Kirk was their voice. And now it was a lot of his own people who was against him. You know what I'm saying? But that was one of the things that made him popular. But also when you look at how he came about, how and why he started Turning Point. You know what I'm saying? That was the name of his company. Well, for those of y'all who don't know, right?
10 minutes.
Because everybody may not know this.
Go ahead.
Hold on 1 second.
We're talking about publicly mourning and publicly mourning and privately rejoicing. We're not talking about any particular person. He did just say a name, but that's not who we're directing this at.
No, not at all.
But we are talking about several people who passed away, or presence or power or energy that they have when they come home, if they come home. And why is it wrong to celebrate this person because they say so, and not celebrate this person because they don't agree with it? With that being said, I'm curious myself. How you feel? Huh? What are your words of wisdom about this?
Okay. Hold on. Let me jump back in there, y'all. I just had to get my thing together real quick. All right. So okay, what's up, Facebook? We live. This Thought from Your Boy podcast. I'm your boy Said. That big hunk right there. That's dense over there, right? Okay, so check this out, right? This is what I was gonna say. One of the reasons that they can celebrate Charlie Kirk the way that they want to, but not Assata Shakur. Like the FBI actually came out and said, don't do it, right?
Right.
Okay, so do y'all know how Charlie Kirk became Charlie Kirk? Because you know his picture with him, of him chilling with black folks,
right?
Black girls,
right?
The whole nine, like young black dudes and everything, right? But Condoleezza. What?
Is that who it was?
What?
No, Candace Owens.
Okay, yeah, Candace Owens, absolutely.
Right.
But so look, what's happening? This is the thing, right? Charlie Kirk was handpicked by a billionaire dude who seen him do a speech one day. Handpicked him. Billionaire status dude. Charlie Kirk dropped out of college. Junior college, I believe it was, if I'm not mistaken, right? But this dude handpicked him, was a billionaire, and put him in position to be the one to speak, to be their voice.
Be their voice.
You see what I'm saying? This man had major connections with this. Why Charlie Kirk went mega viral, mega global as fast as he did.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So they needed somebody because the radio, Don Imus, y'all remember him?
Got canceled.
The one who called the black basketball team nappy headed hole,
or the one that called
yeah, him,
Serena Williams and Venus monkeys.
right? Okay, so he didn't have the ear of the young people
No,
at all.
no.
They needed somebody else, so they went and found him and tapped him to be the voice. Go ahead and look it up if y'all think I'm playing. Y'all can look this up. You see what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons that he's pushed the way he's pushed now that he's no longer here with us.
Right.
Because that billionaire dude, he's pushing the buttons to make sure that everybody knows Charlie Kirk, that he's memorialized. That's why he got the ride on Air Force Two. That's why he was honored like that. It's a lot of veterans who passed away, decorated veterans who they put on Air Force Two and fly them to their cemetery or burial site or wherever. You see what I'm saying?
Charlie Kirk got buried in the military cemetery?
No, but I'm saying they flew him on Air Force
I know
Two.
that one. I thought they buried him in the military cemetery too.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. So I don't want to. But I know they had his body on Air Force Two.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this billionaire dude make sure that ain't, you know what I'm saying? He gonna stay out there. He gonna stay honored and all this other stuff.
Yes.
He's well connected. You know what I'm saying? Like he's very well connected. So he's making sure that in honor of him, he's pushing him a certain way.
Right.
Hey, Tori, what's happening with you, man? Lemon, what's good with you, bro?
All right, so Delta said 4 things. Delta said, what did they say about America? Who funded the Turning Point USA? Follow the money.
Exactly.
How the FBI gonna tell us anything? He said, yeah, I remember, that the billionaire put him in play.
Yes.
And he said, preach on, said.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's one of the reasons that his message went as global as it did.
Yeah.
Turning Point gets the reach that it has. You see what I'm saying? You ever, like you said, follow the money. You ever wonder who was sponsoring his college tours and why he was going to college campuses?
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
To get the young, susceptible minds.
Yes, he needed the young people ear because certain other people, they didn't have the ear of the young white crowd. They went and got him to do that. See what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna say how I feel about it, one way or the other, right? Because people are losing their jobs about that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Please don't do it.
So, and I ain't trying to lose my job over it, but just the fact that people are losing their jobs over that tell you
That's
everything
crazy.
you need to know. But that tell you what you need to know right there.
Yeah.
Because since when you couldn't speak about anybody else and it was okay, but you speak about him and you're losing your job.
Oh, Delta just throw another one in. He said, what you think about the mega at the HBCU, said.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. Now I know we're getting slightly off topic a little bit, but we're gonna talk about that. So you had MAGA pull up to HBCUs. Excuse me. And I just think that it'd be hilarious that they be having black police officers as security.
Yes. Yes. I'm just gonna throw this one in there. I don't care who hate me tomorrow. Much like the way black people like Alabama football. They didn't even want y'all to go there. But now most of y'all don't even attend the school. Never been to the college, let alone that college. But y'all love that football team or that football organization. But for so long, we couldn't even go to that college. But hey, what do I know?
Well,
just a proud HBCU guy.
Now, I feel what you're saying on that, and
maybe times have changed enough.
I agree and I disagree.
Okay.
I definitely agree because of what you just said, right? But I also disagree because it put a lot of people in the NFL.
It did.
You know what I'm saying? It put a lot more so than HBCUs.
Right, but that's because they realized where the talent was at. Eventually.
I know, but I'm just saying.
That's like baseball. That's like the Negro League. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No.
That's like the Negro League letting Jackie Robinson join the Major League. That's like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, not Kareem, Wilt Chamberlain going from the ABA to the NBA. They see where the talent at.
Mm-hmm.
That brings in the fans. That brings in the money.
Right.
So now it's time to commingle.
He went from the ABA, from the ABL to the NBA, because they got bought out. The NBA bought the ABL.
Yep.
They bought it. And they gave these people a shot to come on over. And they told them, if you don't want to come, you don't have to come. You see what I'm saying? But if you want to continue to play professional basketball on a larger scale, here we go, because we just brought your league. Jackie Robinson going to the major league, like you said, it did a lot.
It did.
It did a lot. It's like
It opened the door.
it opened the door, but it also, like you said, it showed them we have talent.
Right.
Y'all need to look at more of us, and we could put asses in the seats.
True.
Look at Obama as being the black president. He was a puppet to a certain extent. No problem. But look, they didn't count on the effect that it had. Now you got millions of young black people saying, I could be president one day. I can do it. Barack Obama did it. I can do it.
I can go higher than being.
You see what I'm saying? When folks start slinging out, oh, Barack Obama this, Barack Obama that, and he was this. Okay. Y'all might be right. You might be wrong. I don't know. But I'm saying, one thing they wasn't counting on is look at what he did.
Right.
The seed that was planted.
Like Venus and Serena.
You see what I'm saying? So I feel what you're saying with the Alabama football, but at the same time, hey, after a while you start realizing, like famously, like Bear Bryant said, allegedly, I got to get me some of those. Now what he said, allegedly, I got to get me some of those, meaning black athletes on his team.
Right.
When it was USC, I believe, that came in there and spanked them.
What up, Emma?
Spanked them, and he was like, I got to get me some of those.
He did.
So,
He did say that.
you know what I'm saying? It's just, it is what it is.
It is.
You know, it honestly, it is what it is. But look, going back though,
We didn't jump all off.
hell yeah,
sorry.
all over.
I'm sorry.
Okay, we didn't live in that time period and generation, so we can't dwell in the past, only the present and the future. I agree with that, but they say if you don't know your past, you're destined to repeat it.
That's it.
So you have to know your past.
That's
It's
it.
important because sometimes they might try to pull the same tricks because they know that, okay, well, shit, they ain't read up on this. They ain't hip to this. So we're going to pull the same okie doke, the same 1-2 on them because they ain't hip to it. So we know the past. We know the games that they played. But going back, okay, I think that we should mourn Asada. They don't want us to mourn her openly, publicly, because she's going to become a martyr. You see what I'm saying? And they know, once again, what that can do for certain people. You might have other people, and this, I'm pretty sure they worried about other people following in her footsteps. But let me say this. It's been 2 mass shootings the past 10 days, and neither one of them was us.
Really?
One was at a Latter-day Saints church.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, buddy drove his truck in there, shot them folks up, and then burned the church down.
Damn.
Went outside, banged out with the cops, and got unalive.
Damn.
Oh, absolutely. And then there was another one a few days before that. So if y'all worried about copycats, apparently they're copying who they're seeing because it keep happening. A lot of these mass shootings and all this other stuff, it ain't us.
It ain't us.
It ain't us.
Definitely ain't us.
And I don't want if
Charlie
I have
Kirk won us.
any of my white friends, because I do have white friends, and it is what it is. Y'all can feel how y'all want to feel.
True.
This is just some truth to it. People love to say that, oh, black people just so violent. Well, when you start looking at this stuff,
But who made us that way?
Y'all did.
well, see, but okay.
That's like that story where they say, "I'll be the villain in
Hey,
your
check
story,
man, what's up?
but tell the world how I became your villain." Don't be afraid to tell that part.
Delta, what's up? Oh, and absolutely. But look, I was watching, and I don't know who sent it to me, so I apologize. But somebody sent it to me, and I appreciate y'all for sending it to me. They were saying, "I'm proud that my ancestors left me nothing," and he broke it all the way down. He said no black country, and he named, I think he said the 29 black countries. I think he said maybe even 62,
Something like that.
90% of those don't have weapons of mass destruction. Never forced a language on somebody. Never forced a religion upon somebody. You see what I'm saying? And he went on and on and on and on and on. He said, I'm proud that they didn't leave me no heritage like that. You're like, now some people have to worry about the fact that their ancestors left them slavery. Because that's not our history, that's y'all history.
Wow.
It's true.
Think about that, y'all.
That's true.
That ain't our history. That's their history.
It is, because we all from here.
We was there. You can't send us back to
So-
Africa. We never.
A lot of us wasn't here. Now, did the African slave trade happen? It did.
It did.
Absolutely, it did.
It did.
But there was a lot of us here already.
Already, yeah.
And we had an argument, not an argument, we said debate about this probably 2-3 years ago. Not me and him, but me and the viewer.
Mm-hmm.
When I told him that the word Seminole, like the Seminole Indians, means slave.
Yeah.
That's what they used to call Seminole, slave or free slave.
Free
and then
slave,
we looked it up while we was on the air, and it was in the definition.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So you start realizing some of this stuff, and you're like, oh shit. So we was here already. Absolutely, we was here already.
I got some comments for you.
Let's go with these comments.
All right, so Delta said, I can't wait for this administration to be over. It's embarrassing. It's not true, said. Only certain people can be U.S. president. Yes and no.
You said what's not true?
Only certain people can be U.S. president.
I agree with that.
When you said black children are wanting to get into government and politics,
Yes.
and saying, hey, maybe one day I can be president.
Right.
He said there's only certain people that can be president.
Okay, I understand that, and he's right? But think about all the amount of black folks who now going into politics, period.
That's what, yeah.
You might be an alderman, a constable, a senator, a city councilman. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you working your way up. You may
That's it.
never make it to be president.
You'll probably never jump like what Donald Trump did. You'll never be an ordinary person to be president tomorrow. That'll never happen again.
Look at the amount of young black folks who's in politics now, simply because they finally seen a black person be president.
Yes.
So now, like you said, they may never make it to be president, but that wasn't the mission.
No, the dream,
mission was to inspire.
Right. The candle was lit.
The candle was lit.
Yes.
And regardless of all the stuff that people pull out about Barack Obama, which is true, a lot of it is true. They called him the deporter in chief. He deported more people than Trump actually had. That's the truth, y'all. I'm sorry.
He did
some of y'all may not know that.
He signed a knock warrant.
Exactly. Right. But the inspiration that he laid down is undeniable.
Like Tupac said, I may not be the voice to change the people, but I might spark the voice that changes the people.
And that's what we're talking about. But once again, we should be able to mourn whoever we want to mourn.
Right. In public and private.
Same way you see billboards of Charlie Kirk up.
As the same way.
And I made a video saying that people who mock his death is wrong, because it is wrong.
It is. To mock anybody's death is wrong.
Absolutely.
Not just because they like. Okay, this. I'm gonna get to the point that I intended to get to.
Okay.
All right. So, Delta said, I understand your point though. MF said, how did she die? She died of old age. David, medical complications. Yeah. Well, that's still old age. Medical complications still old age. It wasn't specific. No, it wasn't. Okay. So as much as we dislike this side, that side, this theory, or how people feel about us as individuals or a group or whatever, I know some people that were in the KKK, did some heinous shit, have statues of them like they were great people. So my thing is, if you have a group of people that can mourn that person, that statue, pay tribute to that statue, like that person, why is it wrong if we pay tribute to whoever we want to pay tribute to?
Right.
Because, like I said, it doesn't matter if a person did good or bad. They still people. They still have a family. They still have people that, like, for instance, I might say some off the wall shit sometimes, but the people that love me gonna still love me if I do some fucked up shit tomorrow.
Right.
Whether I'm here today, next week, next month, or not here at all, they gonna love me for the person I was to them.
Yep.
So I'm not saying Charlie Kirk was a terrible person. He was probably good to the people he was good to. He spoke the voice to the people that wanted to speak that narrative. Asada spoke the voice that a lot of people of my color wanted to believe in or hold value to. Buntree Carter. You know what I'm saying? I told a teacher about him, and the teacher like, well, if he was so powerful, how come I never heard about him? I said, you never heard about him? He got assassinated in public on a campus, and you saying you don't know about him? And she was like, no, I never heard of Buntree Carter. I said he was running gangs before gangs broke out and started being bad. Before that was Stanley, before there was a Raymond, there was Buntree Carter, and it wasn't a red or blue side. It was all black, and we was under this one man's guidance. And because he said that he had power and he was going to join the revolution, he got off. And nobody knew. Nobody second guessed it. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Nobody asked why did they do that. But that's why. That's what I'm saying. So it's like people mourn Tupac. I'm not saying Tupac shouldn't be mourned. He did some fucked up shit though. You know what I'm saying? On a little scale, he did some fucked up shit that he shouldn't have did.
Mm-hmm.
Like on a big scale, you know, people do this and that, and they still get celebrated. They still get buried and have a funeral service or a mourning service to show to praise the life of that person, not the choices they make in their life, the life that person had. Mm-hmm. Period and point blank. So saying that we can't mourn somebody in public or online or on the internet because the government say so, that's not like a ban on my freedom of speech, a ban on my freedom, period. That's where I want to take it.
And I agree with that. I mean, because they don't want nobody to try to do some of the things that she did, which is allegedly shoot a state trooper or take the life of a state trooper. You see what I'm saying? So, and I say alleged because who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like right. That's just what they charged her with.
Right.
Did that really happen? You know, we wasn't there. We can't.
Somebody lost their life. That did happen.
Yeah.
Who did it and why? And how the circumstances went? We can't say.
Right. But you just have to look at it like y'all can mourn and like you said, pay tribute to whoever y'all want to y'all quote unquote heroes. Let us do the same.
That's it.
You see what I'm saying? We can do the same thing. If these are the people that we look up to, then so be it. Like you said, y'all, meaning some people look up to the KKK members, to the Grand Wizard, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And it was presidents who was terrible ass folks who passed terrible ass laws, who were greedy as hell, and they got mourned and all this other stuff. See what I'm saying?
That's it.
When you start looking at the Epstein files and some of the names that's on there and what they did and all this other stuff, and you know, so and who to say that, you know, God forbid if any of the people on that list pass, they're gonna be celebrated. Matter of fact, they've been celebrated already. They got stars on the Walk of Fame. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that.
All right, so Delta said, understand the context of Assata Shakur, the time period of the 60s was Jim Crow. It was justified for her rebellion against the system at the time. Correct? Incorrect? However you feel. The hypocrites, but they idolized Al Capone, a gangster thug. Make it make sense.
Absolutely.
Make it make sense.
See, and this is the thing that we're talking about.
But that's not the only gangster thug they idolized. They had a lot of John Gotti.
Yep.
But we wrong if we idolize Shaka Zulu, or if we idolize the different deities that aren't Roman Catholic.
Right. Anybody who seems to be a stand-up black person or black character or a rebel or went against the grain or was willing to stand 10 toes down, yeah, they don't want you to, you know what I'm saying? They don't want you to what you call it. No, you can't mourn that person. You can't be like that person. You can't follow in that person's footsteps. You can't do none of that because they're afraid that you're gonna cause an uprising the way that they would. You know, that's just how it goes. But it's okay, like you said, to mourn and celebrate a Christopher Columbus. Now, hell yeah, I'll take the day off. You're gonna give me the day off and with pay? Fine, I'll take it. But Christopher Columbus was okay. Learn the real history. Learn the real history about it.
Let's see with that. Oh, Delta said the chat is quite interesting tonight.
Hell yeah. Oh, I got to read this comment real quick. It says, never judge the vessel. Nobody is perfect and never will be. But some people have callings on their life and are pioneers for enlightenment and in change.
That sounds like Umbrian.
Nah, that's my homeboy, Tory.
Okay. Yeah. Umbrian says stuff like that too.
But he right though for that. He right.
Yeah, he is correct. Right. He is right. I was just gonna say, God damn. What was I gonna say? My brain just went blank. I'm sorry. Please take over.
All right. Well, once again, going back to why we can mourn certain people and why we can't, right? Without naming anybody, right? The type of government control is crazy. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you to mourn this person, but it's okay if you mourn that person.
Right.
It's all about a certain agenda being pushed. A certain agenda being pushed. So this person can say that they don't like the LGBT community, they don't like black women, they feel this way about pregnancies and stuff like this, and they think college is a scam. They can say all that kind of stuff,
right?
But if this person say, "Hey, if a police officer do this to me, this gonna happen," oh no, you can't look up to that person.
You public enemy.
If a person say, "I'm not gonna let the powers that be tell me what to do no more," oh, you can't. No, hell no, you can't look up to that person. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's just weird how certain agendas are being pushed, and if you go against the grain, they're gonna try to step on you. Figuratively speaking, you know what I'm saying? So you see it, you start to see it. Like when the FBI or whoever it was come out and say they would prefer if you don't mourn this person. Really? So they gonna come out here and say that? That's like a warning right there. That's a warning.
It felt like censorship.
Right.
I know that's not what we're doing over here. Now that's what they do in third world countries, but I know that's not what we're doing over here.
Yeah.
But and I'll say this though, we have a freedom of speech, but like I said before, what about freedom of consequences? Because you can talk all day,
yeah,
but it might be some consequences that come behind it.
Yeah.
And you ain't free from those consequences.
No.
So, you definitely got to be careful with that. Excuse me. Now, I wonder if somebody made a tribute page to Asada Shakur, if they'll get fired from their job.
Probably. Or arrested for treason.
Look, and as we talking about this, it's a helicopter right here.
I love to see both sides in good debate. We all have an opinion.
Hey, helicopter right there.
Yeah.
Watching this. Is he hovering?
Yeah, well, no, he's just flying real slow.
Yeah, he's flying. Yeah.
Delta said October 14th is National Remembrance Day.
Yeah,
for
it's a helicopter right there. Hold on. I know y'all think I'm bullshit.
Yeah.
That's just very coincidental, y'all. That's what I'm saying.
He said that's a big thing signed by the House legislature, Democrats and Republicans' thoughts. My biggest thought is this. Not on that topic.
Hey, somebody, train wreck. Ask if we got a call in tonight.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, call in, bro. Hell yeah.
Let's see, what is the number?
Call in. Venus Libra, what's up? Appreciate you tuning in tonight, Venus.
780.
I didn't get a chance to see it before, so
25.
we appreciate you tuning in.
I think that's right.
Oh, she said, "Hey, Dennis." Oh, I guess not to me then. Well, you know what? Get you to. I'm playing. I'm just joking.
But no, the thing I got a problem with is they pick and choose what we're allowed to celebrate. They gave us June 10th, like that was a real holiday. When
June 19th.
No, it's called Juneteenth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's a holiday, but it's not a real holiday to me. For the simple fact, black people got freedom 1863 when the Emancipation got signed. June 10th, 1865 is when the last state, hear me out now, the last state let their slaves go free in a city called Galveston. That's not when we all got free.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they let them go free. So maybe in Galveston, that should be a thing. But it should be a thing that all black people celebrate like Kwanzaa. Like they gave us Kwanzaa. Not saying that it's not a real thing, but Santa Claus is not a real thing. A jolly white man going up and down chimneys giving us gifts has never been a real thing.
Okay. Yeah, you know me. I can't help it. It be written all over my face. So I agree. I agree with that, but people got to learn the real story of Kris Kringle.
Yeah.
Right? Jolly old Saint Nick. So think about all these different names. Santa Claus, Jolly old Saint Nick, Kris Kringle. Learn them stories, y'all.
Yeah.
Learn them stories, and you'll be like, whoa, wait a minute. What? Oh, it get crazy. And big shout out to my wife. This right up my wife alley. I know she watched it, so big shout out to her. This is right up her alley when it comes to talking about stuff like this. For real. And we all celebrate Christmas just because it's
been passed on.
It's festive. It's a good time.
Tell me the story.
You try not to ruin the mood.
Story time.
Come on, if you got one, come on with it.
I must have been about 5 or 7. We told my mom and dad we didn't believe in Santa Claus. So Christmas came, we woke up, my next door, my friend had my G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip, and I wanted to whoop his ass. All the food that she had made for us, she gave it to the neighbors. So we came downstairs.
Wow.
Wasn't no tree, no nothing. So she said, y'all didn't believe in Santa Claus? Santa Claus stole y'all gifts. So as a little kid, she said somebody robbed us. How you gonna rob a big old house like that with nobody hearing us?
Wow. Wow. Yeah. That's crazy though. Yeah.
From that day on, I believed in Santa Claus till I got to about 18.
I mean, see, and look, some people will celebrate Christmas in their household simply so their kids can have quote unquote normal lifestyle, right?
That's it.
So they can grow up with the same belief that other kids have so they can share in that experience with other kids.
That's it.
Right? Which ain't nothing wrong with that because you can still tell your kids, hey, I don't believe in Santa Claus. I don't, you know what I'm saying, but still celebrate it.
Right.
So when they go to school and their kids say, oh, I got this for Christmas, your kids can say, oh, I got this for Christmas.
Right.
But in the back of their head, they like, well, I know the real story about Christmas.
Yep.
Or I know the real story about
Valentine's Day.
No, keep going up, go a little higher.
Easter.
Go a little higher.
Thanksgiving.
Go a little higher.
Oh, shit.
The real story about, let's say Christmas. Let's say that. The reason for the season. See what I'm saying? The reason for the season of Christmas, some people know the real story of that, but they still celebrate it. You see what I'm saying? Some people know that ain't Jesus in that picture. That's Caesar Borgia. That's his name. See what I'm saying? So you start looking at that and you be like, oh, okay, but you celebrate it just to live in peace.
You want to
read
Trainwreck's comment? You got flagged, but you can read it if you want. You can show it if you want to.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see. Boom. Let me hit this button. It says, another moderator just handled this. Okay. Ain't no unity because we ain't getting whooped in the street or hit with water hoses, hung every day. These N-words don't think they need to fight for anything because we got it made. Let's talk about the Easter Bunny next. Okay. First, y'all heard that from Trainwreck right there, y'all. It's not a lot of unity, but I don't think it's because of the reason that he said. I think it's because they divided us on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they did a damn good job with it. So when you think about Section 8 housing, where they told the woman the man couldn't be in the house, it started right there. I ain't gonna say it started there, but that was a great, powerful way to separate us right there.
A great idea.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
That was then also the way they started locking people up. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the 80s and giving them football numbers. And now they are no longer in the community. You see what I'm saying? They're no longer in the community. You talking about 10, 20, 30 years at a time. Easy. You know what I'm saying? When it's been proven that black people get disproportionate jail sentences over any other race. Over any other race. You see what I'm saying?
Good evening, Dashi.
So Dashi B in the building. Hey, man, big shout out to my homie Dashi B, man. He did his thing at the bodybuilding competition he just had.
Congratulations.
He didn't win, but yet and still, man, we support him. We proud of him, man. And we both know that it was bigger than the bodybuilding competition. You know what I'm saying? It was bigger than that. But big shout out, man. He dropped 50 pounds, y'all.
That's what's up.
50 pounds, 5-0.
That's heavy.
If you need help, holler at Dashi B.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He willing to train you. He do virtual training. He do online training. He'll write you a meal plan. Whatever you need, holler at him. But getting back to it. Trainwreck definitely hit on something, though.
He did.
He did. He hit on something. It's not a lot of unity. It's also been confirmed that certain government organizations were putting weapons in the hood.
Yes. Yes.
Putting weapons in the hood.
Yes.
So that we can unalive each other and take each other out.
Listen, I don't know how it is in New York. But when a train full of ammo and ammunition stops with no locks on none of the doors, and we go in and find these things, you think we're not gonna take these things?
Right.
Serial numbers scratched out or not scratched out. These are street toys now.
Right. Yeah.
And we in them streets we play a deadly game.
Yes. And of course we have to take some level of accountability, right? But I'm speaking on the things that was pushed upon us,
right,
to cause where we are now. Because it only takes for you to do a certain thing to start peeping into people's mindset,
right,
and then they run with it themselves. So these are the things that we're speaking of. Like you said, trains being left, doors open, all type of ammunition and guns, drugs being dropped up in the hood, unattended, just boom, right there. These are confirmed things. This ain't nothing we making up, y'all.
Right.
Let's say allegedly, just in case, so YouTube won't, but
block the video.
Yeah, but it's definitely not a lot of unity.
No.
It's not a lot of unity. You got a lot of gangs and stuff like that, y'all. But also now, once again, let's run it back. Let's rewind it. Why are a lot of these? Why were a lot of these gangs started? For what? Say it with me, class. Protection.
Protection
from who?
Other people.
Primarily police. A lot of these gangs were protected because there's the citizens in their hood, around their blocks, were getting beat down by the police, harassed by police. And they said, you know what? We tired of that. If anybody know what CRIP stand for, which I ain't throwing that out there, but a lot of people know what that means.
Community
resistance in progress.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So you start looking at that. It was formed to protect the people in their hood. It's like, man, we getting harassed, we getting this, we getting that. We got to do something about it. Same way Black Panthers was formed. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? The Black Revolutionaries and the Black Guerrillas.
How did they get rid of our Black Panther leaders? They gave them drugs. They got them hooked on stuff. Then they started doing stuff for real that they were never thinking about doing before. Huey P got offed because he robbed a liquor store. What person needs to rob a liquor store if they're the top of an organization?
To make you do anything.
They will, but that's what I'm going. That's my point. Is saying if they let Larry Hoover out, who's to say they're not going to do the same thing with him?
True that.
He's been away from actual contact with other people other than guards for 20 years. You don't think he's willing and able to jump at the opportunity to touch somebody or hold hands or rub on somebody? That's just crazy to me.
Do something.
Trainwreck also said, I just feel like everyone comfortable compared to then. So that's true. I mean, we are in a different lexical time than it was back when we were trying to fight for our rights. Like everybody keeps saying, but no one actually says what Martin Luther King said in his last
speech,
which was, maybe we really are better off separate but equal. Separate but equal.
And he was pushing towards more of the Malcolm X line of thinking.
By that time, yes.
Yes. And let me read this comment real quick, though. The truth of the matter is the powers that be don't acknowledge anything that can't be taxed or assessed or feed. And the more you speak truth, you will be ridiculed, slandered, and labeled as controversial and uncouth. That's true.
Yeah. True.
That is absolutely true, y'all. Absolutely, 100%. That's true. Venus Libra says, so it's important you are talking about this. We need to talk about it. Yes. Absolutely.
Yes,
we need to talk about why we can't mourn Assata Shakur.
Right.
Why?
That's why they unalived Tookie Williams, because he would had him. He was in a different. See, okay, and that's another reason why I feel like Larry won't have the impact that people say he will.
Mm-hmm.
Because even when Tookie got on the yard, the first time he went to the yard, he still had that gang bang mentality.
Mm-hmm.
When the last time he went to the yard and got stabbed in the neck,
Mm-hmm.
the person that did it was a young boy that a professional football player used to train. All right, he used to train him to play. He was mentoring him, and he was running their little football team.
Mm-hmm.
The dude had a bad attitude as a kid. Grew up joint crib. By some kind of fucked up way, went into the wrong house and off the wrong family. He off the coach's family, the football player. And so the football player wanted to break him off. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't want to wait for the police to find him. And so when he got locked up, he didn't want to be no punk. So when he saw Tookie, he stabbed him. Now, I mean, that's showing right there that you don't have no respect for the old head. Because all he did is speak to him. He didn't aggress him. He didn't run up on him and say, "What set you from?" He didn't press him. He wasn't banging on him. He was still banging at that moment. And Buddy stabbed him in the throat. He lived, but Buddy did that. That's what I'm saying. So, like, the young to the old, it don't fluctuate the same as it did when we had leaders in place.
Yeah, but in jail, ain't nobody got no respect for nobody. You know what I'm saying?
They had respect for him.
I mean, yeah, but I'm saying I don't think it's what you're saying. As far as saying he didn't have no respect for him, and you see what I'm saying? I think that the young boy did that because he needed to earn some type of respect.
Right.
And he knew who to go after to try to earn some level of respect.
He did.
If that's the case, he could have just hit anybody.
He could have, but anybody won't be the same thing.
And that's my point.
Like,
so it wasn't a young old thing. It was a survival tactic. Who can I go after on this yard where they gonna respect me now
and leave you the fuck alone?
Right. Okay. Oh, bam. Okay, bet. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now they gonna respect me because I did this.
I went after the king.
Right. Not knowing that in hindsight, that's really a target for your ass, and now you gonna have it rough for your remainder in there,
or you gonna be locked away so they can't get to you.
Right. But they gonna try.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna try.
They're gonna try because, like you said, you went at the wrong one.
Right.
Trying to earn your respect.
Right.
Should have picked somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Or just fought it out or whatever. But right. Or just take the ass whooping.
And them DP.
Now, also, let me say this, right? Imagine, like I said, Tookie had a lot of power. Larry Hoover got a lot of power, right? Imagine what they can do with them turning good.
Yeah.
That's what they don't want. It's not about them coming home and still being bangers or running. No, they come home and be like, "Hey man, let's do this. Let's do this.
Right.
That's what they don't want."
Right.
Larry come out and start talking that positive talk. Wrote children book. Well, Tookie was the one who wrote the children books, and Larry got the Nobel Peace Prize and all this. You see what I'm saying? So imagine he get out and he starts spreading that
a positiveness. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what scares them. That's what they like. No, we can't have that.
That's why they assassinated what's his name? Fred Hampton.
Right.
Because he had too much power.
Yes. So now they like, oh, damn, he got too much. Okay, see,
that's why Malcolm had to go.
Right.
Well, Malcolm went because
all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Malcolm went from an inside.
Yeah, Malcolm didn't care though.
No,
he was letting it be known.
He did.
He got that thing here in the window peeping for your ass.
He didn't fire the thing off that day because he was in front of his family.
Right. That's respect. He like, nah, my folks is here, my people here. But I'm just saying, like, when you have somebody with a lot of power, that can get people to move, in a good way, in a positive way,
in any way,
in any way. But I'm saying,
but definitely in a good way.
They know as long as Tookie and Hoover and all them people had a gang mindset, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because now we can paint them how we want to paint them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But they come out. Yeah. But they come out and they tell everybody, hey, and I'm making some unity. Yeah. Start going to school. Make sure you graduate. Right. You can still bang, you can still be down, but make sure you graduate. Right. You see what I'm saying? Make sure you buy a house. And they start teaching them about real estate or something. You see what I'm saying? The positive stuff. Because when you start reading about what some of the things that Tookie and Hoover and all these other dudes was doing in their later years in jail, it's nothing but positive shit.
It was.
But they weren't putting none of that kind of stuff out.
I mean, Tookie had a peace treaty going on.
You see what I'm saying?
So two rival sets that really one on no get along page ever.
Right. So they can can broker that type of shit, and now they like, oh no, we can't have that. Put him away. Don't let him talk to nobody.
Right.
because we don't want nobody to know that he done switched his life and he doing all this good shit.
Right.
No, we want people to keep thinking of him as what he
gang
was.
member,
Right.
Mm.
So yeah, man, it's crazy. I want to go back early. I said something way earlier, and I really expound upon it. When I was talking about violent, they see us as being violent. They want us to continue to be violent. When you think about it, who's really the violent ones? Like seriously, really, who's really the violent ones? And like, let's be honest.
It ain't us.
What do you call them? What do they call them in Africa? The
Colonizers?
that. That. But it's another word. The ones who took over is that the colonizers?
Yeah, colonizers.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you start looking at it from a certain aspect, it's really violent. Look at the mass shootings in this country. Look what they're being done by. But you on the news be dominated with gang stuff, street stuff. You know what I'm saying? As if, oh, this group of people is just so terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But look at all these freaking mass shootings. Hell, Charlie Kirk was another person.
And that's what he was talking about. That was the last thing
and
he
that's
said.
what he was talking about. He was talking
that was the
about
last thing he said.
Right. So all this type stuff. You start looking at stuff and realizing stuff, and you know what I'm saying. You just be like, wow, okay. I'm starting to get it now. I'm starting to realize why certain agendas are pushed and why certain things are pushed more so than others. You know what I'm saying? Because they wanted to be. Right. Y'all know how American history and politics go. If you go against the status quo, you've got to go. The game never changes, just the players in it. Absolutely.
That's right.
You're absolutely right, bro. For real. Absolutely right.
All right, so Venus Lieber said, wow, so true. In jail is different. Only need one friend. If you get locked up, I know I will change. If I get locked up, I know I'll change it up. LOL. In prison, they have the ones who lead positive change, dormant society. Dominant society. That's what Delta said. Yeah, this is a deep conversation, man. Like
it is. It really is.
It has a lot of ins and outs to it. But the overall message, we're not telling y'all to go to jail and spend 15 behind before you change your life.
Right.
Change your life now.
Yes.
If you can. We're not telling you that you should harbor hate or ill feelings towards Charlie Kirk or anybody else for that matter. But can't nobody tell you who you can and can't mourn. For whatever reason you want to mourn them. Because before Charlie Kirk ever said anything that was racist, bigoted, social economicist, he was a real person. He had a real life. He got married to a real woman. He's supposed to be mourned by her. He's supposed to be mourned by the people that believed in what he was saying or followed any kind of message that he was giving out. But that's the same as Malcolm, Martin, Buntry, all of them. You know, if you have a platform, Larry Hoover, Stanley Tucci, OG triple OG Rogers.
Right.
If you have a platform and you're speaking a message, people gonna resonate and follow you. They're gonna follow you because you saying something that people need to hear. But once you pass on from this life to the next, or wherever you go, there's no reason why. Appreciate that, man. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to mourn that person how you remember that person. Because that's what it's really about. And I'm going to tell y'all a quick story right fast. When I was 16, if y'all read the book, y'all know, if you've been on the podcast before and talked about it, at 16, I lost my best friend sitting next to me in a car because somebody shot at both of us. I ducked, he got hit, I made it, he didn't. Stories that went around about what kind of person he was, who did what that day, when it all came out, whether it was justified because the court ruled it that way or vengeance because that's what I was looking for, I mourned my homeboy my way. So no matter how that story gets told from beginning to end, whether they tell the truth or lie or whatever the fuck they tell, I remember him for the way I remember him. The way that day happened, I'm not gonna say that's how he was acting 24/7, but we were on some bullshit, period. And when it happened to me, I was on bullshit every day after that. So all the people that I came across, hurt, harmed, influenced, changed their life, crossed paths, I apologize. I apologize for any wrong, stupid shit I did. But just know, whoever take me out or wherever I end up, the people that know me are gonna mourn me for the things I did in their life.
Right.
Not whatever story you conjure up about me saying, oh well, he was a thug, he was this, he was that, he didn't give a fuck, he incited riots, whatever. They gonna mourn me because of who I was to them. And that's all I'm saying to you. Mourn the people that you want to mourn because of what you believed in, what they did or didn't do. Don't let nobody tell you who you can and can't mourn, and don't let nobody force feed you to mourn somebody who you don't believe that you should mourn.
That's true. Y'all, we definitely appreciate everybody tuning in tonight.
Thank you very much, Venus.
This was a very, very deep conversation. You know, we know everybody got very, very poignant opinions about this one. So please drop a comment on this one, y'all. Please.
Make sure y'all share this one.
Yeah, share this one. And the conversation don't have to end here. You know, y'all can continue to drop comments, you know what I'm saying? And we'll look at them. Yeah. We'll respond to it. We'll keep the conversation going. Hell, we even pick it up on Wednesday if y'all want to. You know, this is a really, really good conversation because we know that this affects everybody.
Everybody.
You know, and as you see, it bled off into other conversations. We're able to bring it back and tie it in. And that's what this is all about, having those conversations that other people are not having.
Free. With that being said, I'm your host, This. I'm going to leave functional out of it because I'm in a rational mind.
I'm Big On.
Big On.
And I'm your boy Said, a.k.a. Mr. Let's Talk. We out of time. To the next time.
Screaming out, let's talk. If the video goes private, give it about 10 minutes.
Give
and
it 10 minutes. It'll be public. Give it 10 minutes. It'll be public on YouTube. 10 minutes, y'all. It'll be public. Facebook.